When I saw the trailer for this movie and I kept seeing it was like called Ballerina from the world of John Wick, I thought it was kind of just like a marketing tool, just to put there so people can be like, oh, it's kind of like a John Wick movie with a new action star. No, the actual title of this movie is Ballerina from the world of John Wick. Like, come on. You already put him on the poster, you put him in the trailer, you don't put his name in the title, let it be her movie. Ballerina from the world of John Wick stars Ana de Armas and is about an assassin trained in the traditions of the Roman organization sets out to seek revenge after her father's death. From director Len Wiseman, the man that brought you the first two Underworld movies and Live Free or Die Hard, we're talking the brand new John Wick movie, Ballerina. I'm going to be calling it Ballerina for the rest of the review. I'm not calling it that long-ass title. So this is a new spin-off of the John Wick universe. Obviously, Lionsgate wants to milk this franchise dry, and honestly, I'm there for it, because when that first John Wick came out and we said, wow, this world is so interesting, obviously we got sequels and now they're building out this universe. I have not watched the Peacock show. I never got a chance to. But with this movie, from the trailers, I like Ana de Armas. I think she's a really good actress. She's also very gorgeous. But with this movie, we get to see her as a badass and be another John Wick type. And going in this movie, I was excited to see a new John Wick movie. But my mindset was, all the marketing has been like, John Wick's on the poster, John Wick's in the trailer, hey, it's a John Wick movie. I wanted this movie to feel like her movie. I'm here to tell you, this is Ana de Armas' movie, with a little bit of John Wick. So let's get straight into the positives. The action, oh my god. This is ridiculous. Honestly, I can't even lie to you. There are 4 action set pieces in this movie that could be argued as the best action scene in the movie. There's a scene where she can only fight with grenades. It is awesome. I saw this movie in RPX, which is Regal's version of IMAX, with surround sound audio and nice quality, high definition. This was an amazing scene to watch in this theater. And then the flamethrower shootout scene. It's 2 flamethrowers, 2 people fighting each other with fire. It's awesome. There's so many action scenes. There's a scene where she tapes a knife to the butt of a pistol and uses the pistol and a knife at the same time. This movie is filled with just amazing action scenes. I really want to give a big shout out to the first unit and second unit directors. People don't realize those people are huge in the action filming making of these kind of movies. I want to give a round of applause to them. This movie has some amazing action I've seen all year in a while. Honestly, this movie had so many action scenes that honestly, I think I'd rather watch this one than John Wick 3, which is my least favorite. But all these movies are good. This movie has amazing action. Ana de Armas, I don't know how much stonework she did, but you can tell she did a lot of training for this movie and she killed it. She's awesome, honestly. I like her character a lot. I really do hope they broaden more into her character, what's going on around her. I hope to see more. I'm down for another trilogy with this character if they want to do so, because she is a badass. What I like most about her, though, in this movie, you get to see her as a kid. Something happens to her as a child where she loses her father. She obviously wants revenge. When she gets older and she gets into the system, she's not as expertise as John Wick is. She actually is making mistakes. She goes on a mission, and for a good chunk of the fight, she's getting her ass kicked. She's not winning the fight, but the movie makes it very clear, hey, you're a girl. You're not stronger than these 6'5" muscle mass guys. Be a girl, fight like a girl, and it makes it a little different compared to the John Wick movies. It gives her her own sensibility, her own character arc, and I really like that. I'm glad they didn't completely just be oh, it's John Wick 2.0, except it's a female. No, she actually isn't winning a lot of fights. In most cases, she is going to win the end of the fight, but it makes you watch the movie and every punch feels more grisly, more bloody, more intense. And the sound design, the sound mixing is out of this world amazing. Again, I saw this in RPX with really good audio quality, but it was just so good. Every punch, every glass break, every gunshot, every explosion with those grenades, I felt it in my soul. I truly did. And then obviously when we get to the John Wick part of the movie where you see a little bit in the trailer, it's not a cameo, but he is a little bit of a part in the movie. Did it have to be him? No. But you have Keanu Reeves, and Keanu Reeves is a badass. He does get his little moment to shine, and it's good to see him. I'm glad he's back in this movie. We'll see what happens with John Wick 5 if they move forward. But with this movie, I just said, Ana de Armas, I feel like we could build upon this character. We could honestly make another franchise, and I'd be fine with it. This director, this stunt team, seriously, everyone should be really proud. This is some amazing work, amazing action, and there's like way more action in this movie than like actual dialogue scenes. Everything that comes with like dialogue is 10 minutes or less. There is so many action scenes, which gets into a little bit of my negative, and honestly, it just comes to the plot. So this is a revenge story on her character against this guy who killed her father at a young age. So the thing with this movie is at the very beginning, they set that up of like, oh, she's going to go on revenge. She trains to get this moment to shine. She goes on a mission before this happens, and it kind of like goes a little bit wrong, and I feel like they could have really delved deep into her character of like, she's not ready, whatever, because it really does like do a time jump of where like she goes on this first mission, and then does 2 months later, and she's a better badass. She's not perfect, but she's better, and I feel like the more of the character arc could have been really more interesting to see her go on this mission, not being ready, not being fully John Wick 2.0. I feel like that they were missing something that could have been a more character arc, a more of a journey for her, and it would have been way more interesting to see her way more in danger than she was in the end of this movie. But what also leads to our villain, cookie cutter, honestly. It's the dad from Hereditary. He's very cookie cutter. He has this whole thing about like with Norman Reedus and a child and all that stuff, tried to make it impactful for the Ana de Armas character, and I don't think it really hit as hard as they were wanting to. Again, it really is more like the revenge story, but that kind of loses focus on what the actual like goal of what is happening with this kid and Norman Reedus, and like that's like the main plot, but Ana de Armas is on revenge, and it kind of gets left behind. Then John Wick shows up, gets a little cluttered in the third act, and by the end, you're like, do I feel fulfilled? Because by the end, it's like, all right, here's the setup for the sequel, and it's like, all right, well, in John Wick 1, it was all about you killed the puppy, revenge. That was it. And it was beautifully told, and it was exactly what it was. Go to the end of the movie, it built upon. This movie builds upon it and then adds like a couple plot lines and then kind of mix it a little bit. Didn't really like that. But in the end, the action is amazing. The stunt team, the stunt work in this movie deserves an Oscar. I'm glad it's getting an Oscar category now. I love Ana de Armas in this role. It's a lot of fun. See this in the biggest screen, loudest screen you can. This is an awesome action movie. I'm going to give Ballerina an A-. Now, I'll be honest with you, I have not watched all the John Wick movies in quite a while. I've probably seen each of them like twice, but I really enjoyed this one. So now my question is, what is your favorite John Wick movie? Or is it the Peacock series? Because I didn't really hear anything about it. It came and went. So is it worth watching? I don't know. But go see Ballerina. It's really freaking good. And you guys enjoy this movie review, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.